like this?
Yeah, yeah,
Or
that's fine. Yeah, no, that's fine.
I'm not used to it.
Yeah, sure.
Medium.
So just look down the middle.
Okay.
Where he was pointing before.
Yeah.
Good to roll. Well, good morning. It's great to be here at Fruity Capers and Deli with Nusiol here at Toowong. Today we're encouraging all Queenslanders to get behind a Queensland icon, the humble Queensland pineapple. There's been an oversupply of them as a result of weather events, so we're encouraging people to get out there, throw some of these beautiful pineapples in your trolley when you're shopping. Good prices, actually $1.99 for two at present, and no doubt as we get through the season, that price may vary in terms of being reduced slightly more. So our farmers in Queensland, as we know, do an amazing, resilient work. They support good jobs in our regions, and they supply top quality fruit and vegetables that is the best in the world. So please support our Queensland farmers by getting out there. The last thing we want to see is too much of an oversupply and those oversupplies being dumped by the tonnage. So the way you can support that is making sure, once again, put a couple of pineapples in your trolley and away you go. The pineapple GVP for Queensland represents $70 million. So it's an important aspect of our agriculture sector in Queensland. So once again, a good reason to get out there and support our Queensland farmers at this particular time. Nusiol, I think they might want to ask you some questions.
Sure. In the middle?
In the middle, yep.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for us, the product is really good at the moment. The price is correct, and just buy them and try them and eat them. At the moment, it's very sweet.
Have you ever seen prices this low? You said a couple of times.
A couple of times during the year, but this year they're very low. They're very, it's worthwhile buying a couple of pineapples and take them home.
What's the changing taste of pineapples? What are people going for these days?
Oh, the juiciness, the color in the middle, they taste sweet. Just take them home and have them on the pizza. In prices? In quantity? Oh, maybe last year or 2 years ago was the same scenario. Yeah, every couple of years and every 12 months we do get oversupply of pineapples.
And Minister, have you had reports of the pineapples being thrown out?
At this stage, there's no reports in respect to any dumping of the pineapples, but in the past where we've seen an oversupply of particular volumes of fruit or vegetables, that ultimately can be the outcome. So once again, get out there and support our Queensland pineapple farmers at this time in need. Sorry? This could have a significant effect on growers because their return is based on what they supply, the labour costs involved as well. So no doubt there is an important period in time that we support them, and the time is now. All good?
Sure. This year, now, the stone fruit, like peaches and yellow peaches and yellow nectarines at the right money, at the right prices, very sweet. Just come and grab 1 kilo, 2, 3, whatever, and take them home together with the pineapples. In the past few months, we did have like lettuce and cabbages, but now it's all back to normal. Yeah.
And what's your prediction for veg over the next couple of months?
Oh, Mother Nature. I hope it's good. I hope it's good. Yeah, because the poor growers had a very tough time last year. Some with COVID and some with the weather. So I hope they have a good run. Yeah.
Okay. I'll give you that because we've got some questions on some other things.
Okay. On a serious note, this open letter to address youth crime in the early intervention. How much is actually being done in the early intervention years?
There's quite a bit actually on early intervention. In fact, the Commissioner of Police actually indicates that about 80% of youth offenders that come in contact with the law don't reoffend. So therefore, diversional programs like we have in place, I understand there's 12 diversional programs, are working, but no doubt there's 10% of those core youth offenders that commit around about half of the crimes in Queensland. So that's why we're introducing new legislation in the first sitting week to consider how we deal with those particular hardcore youth offenders, and we'll continue with looking at the diversional programs we have in place that are demonstrating its value in that 80% of juveniles not reoffending.
What is the problem that's caused so much dysfunction?
Oh, look, I think there's a whole host of reasons when you consider the current circumstances. We've been through COVID. There's a number of families, no doubt, single-parent families. So added stresses to the families at particular times, no doubt, has a bearing on conduct in our communities. Well, I think there's always two sides to the story. There's always those that say we're not tough enough on crime. There's those that say we should go softer. I think the community, in fact, this morning I was at a community event where a number of people were asking what's happening about the youth crime. So I spoke to them and explained to them the government's initiatives, what we have planned. Most of those people went away satisfied that the Palaszczuk government is working in addressing youth crime issues.
What's different though in modern times in terms of early intervention compared to what the government did 7 years ago?
I think you need to always address and reassess what is working and what is not working. If you look at the period of time when the LNP was in government, they cut funding, they closed centres, they introduced boot camps that didn't work. So obviously where governments are responsible for the conduct of youths and crime in general, we need to always assess what is working and what's not. So that's why the Palaszczuk government has committed to looking at changes in the law on how we deal with youth justice. Well, once again, with 80% of those not reoffending, with 12... Well, that's why we're looking at different laws in how we deal with that higher. Well, once again, you've got a group of people that say we're not going hard enough, and you've got those that say we're going too far. We've got to look at it in between. It's paramount that we make sure the laws are suitable for society, and that's why communities are asking for these changes in our laws.
Remarkable though that so many people have got together to accomplish this.
There's always groups out there that are willing to put their messages forward, and I commend them for that. We live in a democratic society, so it's important that people have their say. And as the process through legislation changes are made, people will have their opportunity to have their say in how that legislation is shaped. Well, once again, anyone can put their arguments forward, whether it be in the Courier Mail or at the legislative table through the committee hearing process. So that's a process that's been in place for many years, and a process where these groups can have their say.
Has the government or the party looked at what the views are out in the electorate?
Well, as I indicated, Josh, earlier, I was out in the electorate this morning, and people are saying to me, what is the Palaszczuk government doing about youth crime? And as I've indicated, we're introducing a suite of changes that will be introduced in the first sitting of Parliament. So there is a a number of people out in society that want to see changes. And they want to see changes that are suitable for their communities, and that's why we listen to our communities, we listen to the people that support us as a government, and we'll act upon their outcomes they're seeking. I'm not certain whether that was the case. You would probably have to ask whether it be the Youth Justice Minister regarding that, or someone from the Premier's office. Well, once again, the organisations will be consulted through the legislative process of dealing with changes to legislation in respect to youth justice. That's where the opportunity exists for people to have their say. It will come down to the evidence at hand and the submissions and the witnesses that appear before the committee that will be handling these changes to the legislation. Well, I'm not suggesting that. I'm just saying there will be opportunities to consider, as you do, and the committee hands down a report. Both the opposition and the government committee members that sit on those committees produce a report dealing with what the House should do in respect to the findings. Okay. Thanks very much. Have a great day. Thank you. Yeah, sure. Where do you go?